took a big leap forward in the story in the last season.
Yes, we did.
And some new players. Unfortunately, some new players who didn't make it till the end.
Sadly. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. Spoilers, but they've all seen.
I want to make sure, can everybody hear us? Like in the back, everyone's all good? I just wanted to start with that to make sure, so we didn't keep going and nobody could hear me. Great.
Exactly. Yeah, and but what's that like, having that having that new dynamic on set, but also, you know, the season of saying goodbyes?
Yeah, it's, oh man, having new people on set is always great. It always changes things up, it makes things feel fresh. You make new friends, which is awesome. And that's why I love what I do. Anytime people ask me what my favorite part about doing the show is, I say it's the people that you work with. You know what I mean? You get to make amazing friends who you hopefully and usually get to work with at some point later on, which is always really, really great. But when it comes to saying goodbye, I feel like when you get to a point in a show like this, like into the 4th season, a massive season, where the stakes are raised so high, not only can they be raised in like a general story sense, but you kind of have to see consequences of those stakes play out with the characters that you love. And that's the most heart-wrenching thing, is that you feel scared for these characters because truly it gets to a point where nobody's really safe. And you see that in the end of the show. Spoilers, by the way. I hope nobody's here that hasn't seen season 4, but if you are, why are you here? Exactly. Yeah, you guys seem like you watched this when it came out. But yeah, you see that happen sadly at the end of 4 with a few people, but with one quite notably. Am I allowed to spoil? And then we're gonna be allowed to like say it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely about the upcoming season. You can spoil
great. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll just like I'll do a Dropbox of everything written so far. But yeah, it's great, and it's a great season, and it's a crazy project.
So let's ask, who hasn't seen the last season in the audience? I think everyone has seen it.
Has anyone not seen it? Why are you here? That's like the most important one. She goes, no, the last episode with all the spoilers.
Isn't that the one where New York explodes?
That's the one where the world ends, yeah. That's the one where everybody dies. You should, man.
That's a good question.
We'll just...
I have no idea what's going on. Wow.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. I think we have some questions lined up, so let's dive into like...
Hi, guys.
While the audience is speaking up. Hi, can you tell us your name? Give me 1 second.
We gotta make sure that mic is on.
Can I try again?
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Hi, my name is Jen. First of all, Dustin is my favorite character. He's absolutely adorable.
Thank you.
And I think you have a great singing voice, and I wanted to ask...
I knew it!
The one thing I forgot to tell people.
The first
Can you
one.
sing for us?
I should have, like, placed a bet with my dad. We always do this where he asks me, like, how many questions do you think it's going to be? And I'm like, it's probably the first one. Oh man, this makes me uncomfy. Let's do it. What do you want?
Never ending
Yeah,
Okay, so, but you put him on the spot, so I'm going to challenge you to sing along.
Sing with
I
me.
can join you.
If you're like really down for it, okay, you start it, I'll follow you.
Okay, but I don't know if I listen good, so sorry.
Everybody just go for it if you're feeling it. Oh, of course, this is when all the phones come out. Everyone's like,
But you have to join me.
Let's put this
Don't let
on
me
YouTube.
alone.
Yeah, no, you start it so I know what key we're in.
Okay. I'm shaky.
This is great. Turn around. We're gonna start high. That's good.
Look at what you see
In her face,
a mirror of your dreams.
I want you guys to do this part. No one sang. Cool. Word. There we go. Heck yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Amazing how I'm like everybody, not like one person. I think it was you, right? You're with me. All right, good.
So I'll add it to my list of no kisses, no hugs, no singing.
No songs? Songs are fun though. Songs are great. Who doesn't love songs?
That's true. I mean, mean, but you have been like, you've been singing on the show, then you went on to a lot of talk shows where they had you sing. You did the, I forgot the name of the program where you do the playback, what's it called?
What's this?
Where you mimic the song and do the dance.
Lip sync
battle? Lip sync battle. What was that experience like?
I don't know. I forget. I was like 14. That was forever ago. I don't know. It was fun to do with the guys for sure. I just don't get the concept. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to watch anyone do that. Like, that's pretty fun. I think Tom Holland had a cool one. Yeah.
I think they've seen it.
I think there's fans of Tom here. I'm one of those fans. Yeah, that was great.
Awesome.
It was fun for sure.
Hi, how are you?
I'm Emily.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm living life.
My question is, what was your favorite episode to shoot?
Oh, it's always hard to pick an episode because we don't film in chronological order. So one day we're filming from episode 4 and then the next we're filming from 7 and so on and so forth. It's always easier to go by scenes. My favorite episode, writing-wise, is like to watch. I liked season 2, episode 8 quite a lot. That's the one. Spoilers, by the way. It's the one where Sean Astin's character, Bob, leaves us, which is heart-wrenching. But I think it's just wonderful. It raises stakes so well. It's the first time we see kind of a character that we've loved for a while leave, and Sean's brilliant in it, and Winona's brilliant in it, and yeah, it kind of is like a turning point. It's kind of like that Cedric Diggory moment, where, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it felt like a really fun adventure, and it was always pretty scary, but then to see that, and see someone so loved and so kind and brave, like, end up going through that, you're like, oh, great. That's the start of being like, this is not fun anymore, in a weird way. And I think it's a good turning point, and it builds from there quite nicely. But yeah, that's my go-to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
My name is Sarah, and my question is, if you could live in any fictional universe, which one would it be?
Amazing question. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, because there's a lot of them that I think would be fun to live in for like a week, and then I'd be like, I'm good. Like for a while I said like I'd like to live in Skyrim, and I was like, but I don't want to get eaten by a monster. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. Also, I can imagine that everybody in those old-timey universes probably smell really bad. Like, it's like before like they have, what I think is awesome about like old cool like Wizarding World stuff, like not Harry Potter, but like the old Skyrim stuff and Lord of the Rings, is like they've got the coolest stuff in the world, but they don't have running water. And that's the weirdest thing to me. So I'm gonna pick Star Wars. Just because I mean, that's not just a fictional universe, it's like a fictional, like, bunch of universes. That's like a whole bunch of galaxies you can go to. Like, space travel is just readily available. Like a car, that's cool. But also, like, space pirates are scary, and I don't want to run into them. Like, most of these fun universes are really dangerous, which I guess is what makes them fun. So I'm gonna pick Star Wars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, this is a very good question. So you've thought this through. What's your favorite
what's
fictional
your universe?
I would probably pick Harry Potter.
Amazing. I don't know why I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Well, I would be sad, because I get to live in this universe, but am I a wizard?
I'm sorry?
Am I a wizard in this universe? Or am I just me, and then I'm a muggle? And then you just get to watch people have fun. Like, that's not fun. Like, I remember my worst fear was that Harry Potter was, like, true, and I was just missing out.
I wish.
I wish, right? Dang.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Maren, and my question is, do you have a favorite scene that you filmed with Joseph in season 4?
Oh boy. Every single day working with Joe is a freaking treat. He's the absolute best. I like working with both of the Joes, and anytime we've had stuff together, all three of us, which I don't think we have a lot. I was very worried going into it, because I assumed that the minute they had my relationship with Joe Quinn built so nicely, that people were going to be up in arms that I'm not with Steve. And I knew, but the minute that I saw Joe do his work, I was like, great, this character is in exquisite hands and is being developed so beautifully that it's just a completely different dynamic, and they complement each other. And I also like that I think they intended on having a bit of a rivalry between the Joes in that, like, over Dustin, which would have been cute, but I think it would have been a little cliche, and they like Matt and Ross said, they didn't have time for it. So I like it better that the Joes just end up liking each other in the show. They get along and they find common ground the same way that Dustin and Steve did, and I think it's mature, and I think it's quite sad when everything goes down the way it does. And yeah, he's brilliant, but favorite scene? The guitar solo. That was awesome. That was so fun. And we got to actually be on the roof, and they filmed it with drones, which was awesome. Like, they had like a drone op, like with like this crazy huge drone that was holding one of our cameras, which are very expensive cameras. Like, I was very surprised that they were okay with just flying them 30 feet in the air. But that was great. That was so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm good.
Good. Me
Just
too.
a little bit nervous. But
No, me too. On a daily basis. So
my name is Liam. My question is simple, but also kind of hard.
great.
It's we all know that season 5 a lot can happen, just like you said. So what would be your favorite or perfect ending for your character?
Oh man.
Because we know Millie said that she wants
What did she
11 to die. And
She wants 11 to die?
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm hoping Dustin isn't going to die. So
What if everybody does?
what?
Full on Infinity War style without Endgame. Like, that's it. I think closure is just always best. I think growth is always key. And I think the most important thing about making sure that this show feels good and feels personal is that though they're saving the world on a regular basis, they tend to celebrate and prioritize the little wins in themselves, the growth in confidence, making friends, feeling, you know, like with Dustin specifically, I think feeling like a leader is something that he's always wanted and has struggled to feel like he is one, even though he's had opportunities to be one. I think he's really shown that even throughout, like, starting in season 2, he took a bit of a leadership role, but I still think there's a lack of belief in himself in a weird way, and I think that just an acknowledgement of everything that they've all been through and an acknowledgement of his own pain that's come of it, and growth from that is just essential and something I'd like to explore going forward. And hopefully he can resolve himself in that, you know?
Yes, thank you so much. We can
Thank
just
you.
hope for the best.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, hi. I was just wondering if you could add any scene to season 4, what would you add? Any interaction that was maybe missing?
What would I like to add? A drum solo by yours truly. No, that's for sure not it. I don't know. Why would you want to add anything to a show that already has episodes that are movies? Oh my gosh.
Maybe any...
There's stalkers walking by.
Joe Quinn, everybody. What would I like to add? I wish that Dart remained alive, so I could, like, keep him as a pet and, like, ride him into battle. Like, I want, like, to put, like, a saddle on Dart and, like charge into battle with the spear. That's the one thing I'd want, and I put that into the universe to hopefully let that happen.
That's perfect.
Amazing. Great. Well, thank you.
So you have real confidence that if Darth would have fully evolved to a Demogorgon, you would have full control
I would,
over him?
like, not it's a symbiotic relationship, like with pets. You know what I mean? I don't think that like owners have control over their pets, because I think like owners are just like best friends with their pets. Like I'm best friends with my cats. I have 3 of them. Too many cats. But yeah, that's like collaborative right there. And also, I feel like if you tried to control a Demogorgon, they wouldn't really like you all that much.
Exactly.
That's why Dart likes Dustin.
True.
Because Dustin gave him snacks.
I have one cat and I think he has control over me. So.
Yes, that's definitely true. Yeah, 100%. Does he knock stuff off the counters? Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Ruby, and my question is, can you tell us something that will happen in the next season?
Of course I can't. Why would I do that? Like, I'll get fired. I'll get yelled at. I don't even know. They're writing stuff, I know that, but they won't tell me because I do stuff like this. And I will definitely accidentally say things. I know it's happening, so that's good. I don't know when. I don't know what it is. I assume that I'm still playing Dustin. I doubt they're gonna do like a switcheroo, but that's probably the safest bet as to what we can expect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think like the only thing that is actually out there is that there is a time jump, I believe.
What? They don't tell me these things.
It's been on every.
Has it been on what? On like Reddit? Nah, they don't know anything. Quote me on that. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm living life.
I actually don't have a question. I just wanted to say you look adorable.
Oh, you look great. Thank you. You stop it now. I'm blushing. Thank you. You're the best. Have a good day.
Hey, thanks so much. Hi.
Hello, my name is Maxi, and first off, I love you, and I love your character.
Thank you so much. Oh gosh. We can wait.
The online shop is now available. Just check if it's possible, and yeah, you can look everything on my shop.
Awesome, thanks.
I always like to think that like the all-knowing, like all higher power being that like can speak over like the world would be very apologetic about it. I think that's very funny. I've been like, hey guys, sorry to bother you, but like, yeah, that's so funny to me. Like if it's like God and God's like, hey guys, I know you're busy. I'm sorry, continue.
I don't know, should I say it again? Or?
Yeah, well, I didn't hear you before because I don't listen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so my name is Maxi, and first off, I love you and I love your character so much.
Thank you.
And my friends love your character
Great.
too. They are such great fans. They're sitting there, and they love you so much.
Raise your hand.
Wave.
Raise your hand.
Yay! Hi guys. Everybody wait for their friends. No one did. Okay.
And I have 2 questions.
Shoot.
So first off, how are you feeling the last days, the last weeks, and of course at the moment?
How am I feeling, like, in general? I'm a little tired, but, like, other than that, I'm good. I'm running on espresso and jet lag, but I feel good. I feel weird, like my body's energized. Like, I'm in a tired state where, like, I wouldn't be able to fall asleep anyway, so I'm glad we're here. That's me, yeah.
And my second question is, if you had the chance, I don't know, and you could have a little dart in real life, would you like to have one, or would you like, would rather have another pet?
Would Dart try to eat me and my cats? Because I have 3, and he has a bad track record with felines. He eats the cat, by the way. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Would he eat my cats?
No, he will be so nice to you.
He'll be nice to me if he's nice to my cats. Because that's like...
you can cuddle with him.
Huh?
I mean, you can cuddle with him. It could be a little...
I would like to have Dart as a pet. I like reptiles, though. Because I like reptiles. Like, I like snakes, I like lizards. I know some people get skeeved out, but I think they're fun. And I actually... I'm like... I thought my mic went out. Yeah, I'll have Dart as a pet for sure.
That's so cool.
That sounds great.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Am I speaking really loud? Because I want to make sure that like I'm not like blaring into. One person went.
Put your thumbs up if it's okay.
Thumbs up if the volume's good. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Alina. I would like to know, have you ever used your level of fame to... I mean, you're pretty recognizable.
Well, thank you. Well, I guess so.
You're welcome. To get out of trouble or like get some perks somewhere?
No,
like a speeding ticket or something?
I don't like to. It makes me feel weird. One time I got pulled over when I was driving, rightfully so. I think I was going a little fast. And the cop like recognized me, but like wanted me to know that that didn't matter. And I was fine. I was like, duh, you gotta do your job. You gotta do what you gotta do. If I get a ticket, I get a ticket. But he goes, I know who you are. I went, word up. And he goes, you know I don't really care. I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was just like, I wasn't like offended. I was like offended on like a personal level. I'm like, that's such an aggressive way to go about that. Like, you're like, I know who you are, cool. I don't like you. Like, that was the vibe. And I'm like, you don't have to. And then he gave me a ticket. But, so yeah, I don't like to. But, maybe to like, get on roller coasters faster, if anything.
You mean like skip the line, like faster?
I don't like, not if it's like super long.
Okay.
No, I don't use it. Maybe I should. That'd be fun. Would you guys do that? Yeah? Alright.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Max from the Netherlands. And,
Amazing.
Since the Stranger Things kids grew up in the 80s and they like D&D and going to the arcade and stuff.
All the fun stuff.
If they grew up in 2022, what do you think their interests would be?
Probably the same thing as all the nerds today. I mean, like, what do we got? They'd be into all the Marvel movies. They'd be into video games. They'd love comics still, I think. I hope they'd still like D&D a lot. But I feel like D&D is like what the closest thing that people could get to. I love D&D now. I think it's great, and it's like a lot of actors like D&D because it's like storytelling. You know what I mean? You get to like play new characters and create stories and write cool stuff. It's great. But I think like back then that was the closest thing you could get to like a single player RPG video game. You know what I mean? Like, and now you can kind of just like explore that. So that's really, really cool. So I think they'd just be into like normal stuff. I hope that they'd be riding their bikes as much. I doubt it. But yeah.
All right, thank you.
Nothing
Thanks
exciting.
so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm Kate, thanks, I'm fine. I was wondering, if you could spend like a day in Hawkins with Dustin, how would that go? What would you guys do?
We'd argue. I don't think we'd like each other too much. I think we're both snarky and very similar. And I always said that if I knew me, I don't think we'd get along. I don't know why, but I think we would just make each other like pissy. Like I think we just make each other mad. But I'd let him show me around town, and I would probably make fun of it. And yeah, I think it'd be great. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. Am I going back in time to like 14-year-old Dustin, or is this Dustin now when he's in his late 40s?
I would say back in the 80s,
Back
the
in the
Dustin
80s.
we know from the show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The Dustin we know from the show. Yeah, we wouldn't get along. I can probably confirm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
There's
a little baby walking around. That's so cute.
Hey.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. He's like,
My name is Eric, and my question to you is, what do you think is the funniest scene in Stranger Things?
One that I am not even involved in. It's the scene in the van with Eduardo and Charlie going blip 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 blip. It's perfection. I think a lot of it might have been improv. And I think the reason that you don't see Finn and Noah throughout that scene is because there was too much footage of them laughing at Eduardo and Charlie pretending to be stoned off their gourds. So yeah, that's probably my go-to.
Because a lot of the things we see when we watch the shows, of course, after effects and editing.
So much of it, yeah.
I know there's some practical effects, but like, are there also challenges when you have to fight off monsters or whatever that?
A little bit. With Jamie, it was different because he spent hours in the makeup chair, and a lot of that is practical, which I think is insane, and it looks great. He looks horrifying. I think one of the only things that was CGI was his nose, because his nose just is like the two slits. Oh my God! I love you, but
the ticket shop is online, you can buy them there and print it out on the left side from you. Just print it there out and you get your ticket. Yeah, thank you.
Like your shameless self-promotion. Make sure you get your tickets.
So like, oh, let's not. That's so stupid. Yeah,
so yeah,
a lot of Jamie stuff is practical, and that's awesome because that helps people a lot. I never actually worked with Jamie in person in the show at all. Which stinks. I would have loved to, but a lot of the other stuff, a lot of like the demo dogs and a lot of just the environment, like the vines and stuff are there, but they don't like pulsate. They're not alive in a way that like really makes it feel quite horrifying when you watch it. But to see it come to life is just a spectacle. It keeps things a mystery for us in a cool way. Like, it kind of makes it so that we are also seeing that final product for the first time at the same time you guys are.
So, thanks for that, yeah.
So, hi.
I hope I don't mess this up. I have terrible social anxiety, so I try to
Honestly,
this way.
me too. I've had to work through that over the course of these few years. So yeah.
So I wanted to say you were my favorite character from the first season on.
Thank you so much.
And it was so great to see you grow up and watch your career. Sorry.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Then my question is, who do you think is the better babysitter to Dustin? Eddie or Steve?
Don't do this.
Here's the thing. I'll answer it. Steve! I'm like, alright. I think that Eddie's the worst influence on him. For sure. Not a worst influence, but I think that, like, he's not as much of a babysitter as much as he is, like, also one who... I feel like Dustin babysits Eddie more than Eddie babysits Dustin. In a fun way. So I'm gonna say a better babysitter is Steve. But also I feel like Dustin babysits Steve too sometimes. Like there's just moments where he's like, come on buddy. Like, I'm gonna say Dustin's the better babysitter of both of them. That's my answer. And the ultimate babysitter is Robin, hands down. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, so you've acted on stage and screen, so I'm wondering if there's one that feels more comfortable for you, or if there's a way that they're rewarded in different ways?
They're very rewarding in very different ways, and I like theater more, but not because it's more comfortable. I think in fact the opposite. I like it more because it's distinctly way more uncomfortable. It takes a while, especially when you go back and forth, because what I've done is I've gone from theater to film, back to theater, back to film, and there's such a different physicality there. It's almost like when you're breaking in new shoes. Like, it takes a while, but once you get there, it starts to feel natural again, and by the time it feels really good, they're already like, you have to have a new pair, because they're like gross and messed up and broken in, but and like broken and like torn up. It's odd. I love both of them very much, but they're rewarding. Like, screen's great because you kind of have an opportunity to take your time in that day to day to really figure out what you need and talk to a director and talk to the people that are with you and work through it like minute by minute until you find like a sweet spot, which is really good. But in theater, there's kind of something wonderful about telling the story and telling a whole truth in that moment because it changes. Like, I feel like sometimes your love of that show and the love of what you're doing on stage changes from a day to day, and so you get a new character, you get a new performance every single day. Well, my favorite thing to do is like to reflect on like an opening night versus a closing night, and I want to like record both. I want to like have like my mom go in and bootleg like my opening night versus my closing night just to see what changed. Because that's always really cool, because your character grows and you have an opportunity, like you could say, I didn't like that very much, I'll do something else tomorrow. or I won't, not necessarily I won't, but like hopefully I feel centered tomorrow and feel better in that. Whereas in film, once you do it and they say that's good, then that's what's there. And there's kind of a great feeling of being able to do what you want and mix it up every day. So I think I like being on the stage a little bit better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Theo from Czech Republic.
Amazing, hi.
I was just wondering, you mentioned Skyrim earlier, so lately if you had time to play any video games and if you liked any.
I love to play video games. I'm a big Zelda fan, huge Zelda fan, which is great. Yeah, there's a couple here. They're always like a few stragglers who are Zelda fans, and when they are, they're like hardcore. Like Zelda fans are like very proud of the fact. I haven't played anything new very recently. I know that it's true that Ragnarok just came out, right, already. I don't even have a PS5 yet, because I've been on my Switch because it's easier to travel with, and it's great. But yeah, huge Zelda fan. I replayed Breath of the Wild for my 4th time just a few weeks ago, is when I completed that 4th playthrough. Yeah,
that's good. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, Gaten.
Hello.
I just wanted to say you're amazing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
wait, that's it. Hell yeah. You're amazing. That's dope.
Hello, my name is Leah. I'm sorry if my English is not that well.
It's way better than my German, so...
Okay. My question is, what is the favorite thing you had to do as Dustin?
Who knows? The list goes on. I kind of just like growing with the character so much, you know what I mean? Because you have an opportunity to like start so young and play a character as they grow up, and it feels very personal and it feels natural, and it's very rare when you can have a character that you feel so connected to that you can just make a choice on a whim and it will feel like a Dustin choice. Like I started working in film, playing characters in movies, and you develop your characters very quickly, rapidly, and then once you do that, you're off to the races with the story, and then by the end of it, you're like, I barely know this person before it's already being released. And so Stranger Things gives you an opportunity to really know your character and feel very, very close with them. And I feel very close to Justin, and he feels like a dear, dear friend of mine, despite me thinking we wouldn't get along. But yeah, so it's just interesting having that like cemented into you for a long time.
Okay. Also, I hope you have a nice day here in Germany.
Thanks.
Everything is right, and I love you, and I wish you all the best.
You're the best. Thank you so much for coming. Bye. Hi.
Hi, Gaten.
Hi.
Hi. First of all, my parents say hi to you. They love you very much. You're my favorite character.
Tell them I said hi.
You're my favorite kid as well.
Thank you.
My question is, if the role of Dustin was already played by someone else, who would you have liked to play the series?
Oh boy. I have no clue. I'm trying to think of some... I always think of like people who have been great, but they're all like people who I think would have been great when they were kids and no longer are. Like I think like who would play like a great like older Dustin like as an adult, like if they did like an It style spin-off, like where they had to come back as adults, like before we grew up into adults. I'm trying to think. I want to like for some reason I think that like Jason Bateman, finding that he was a kid, but he probably would have been more of like a Mike. I have no clue. I honestly think that Finn would have been really funny in that, in some weird way. Like he's perfect as Mike, and like he delivers that amazingly. But I honestly would just hear the material and see what's on the page, and we're like, Finn would love this dialogue and would probably do amazing stuff with it. So I might say him in a weird way. Probably very unsatisfying, but.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you later with the picture.
Great, I'll see you then.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm living my life.
That's good. My question is, how did you feel knowing you're gonna sing Never-Ending Story while you know that the world was going to end?
Oh boy. I knew that it would become an immediate meme. I was like, great. This is gonna be a part of me for the next 10 years. It was fun though. It was weird. We actually filmed that like on the lot, like in the studio, outside of the stages, like on a hill in the parking lot. And they put up like blue screens around to make it look like I was on the hill, but I was really just like in the grass, like literally in the parking lot of the studios. Like we were right by Crafty. It was very funny. But yeah, it was a really fun day. Gabby was awesome, and she continues to be amazing. She's brilliant. Her dynamic is hilarious. And yeah, we had like a whole day devoted to that song, pretty much, where Gabby came in and we like rehearsed it together, and then we did all of her coverage in her room. And then we like moved on outside like when the sun went down to do it with me, and it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice day.
Have a good one.
So we have a few more minutes left, so we're going to try and get in all of the questions that are still in the queue, but we're going to close the queue after the last person.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma.
I wanted to say thank you for coming here.
Thank you for being here.
And how much like you've impacted my life, because I'm I want to be an actress.
Do it.
So I'm really nervous. My question is, what was the funnest scene to shoot and watch in season 4?
Shoot and watch in season 4. A lot of the stuff in the boathouse was pretty cool. I just liked the location a lot, and that was Joe's first day of work. It was actually, we filmed a great scene in the boathouse right before we closed down during the pandemic. We had that one day, it was Joe's first day on set, and at lunch, Sean Levy, our director, got us all circled up and said we'd be doing a 2-week hiatus after the show. It ended up being 6 months. And I like that day a lot because I remember it because it was like a turning point. Like I think I started taking the show for granted. I think I started taking this work and how much I love it for granted. And when I left for 6 months, I just was sad. I was just very sad and very down and very quiet. And then when we got to go back into it in September, it was a complete switch and it was a complete light. And so without that day, I don't think I would have remembered how important this is to me and how lucky I really, really am. I always have to remember how sad I would be without this work and without being able to act on a regular basis.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you at the photo.
I'll see you at the photo. Bye.
Hey.
Hi.
Since I asked a deep question before,
amazing.
You don't mind a silly one?
I would love a silly one.
What was your top artist on Spotify Wrapped?
What? Oh man. What was my #1 song?
Yeah.
I should look it up. I haven't even checked yet. We should play Jeopardy music. Give me 1 sec. I don't even know. I hope it's not embarrassing. That would be awful. Ready? Oh no. My #1 song was Come to Your Senses from Tick Tick Boom. And then it was Yesterday by the Beatles. Followed by Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Great. Oh man, a lot of stuff that's an eye roller. A lot of theater. A lot of theater. A lot of theater. Oh my goodness gracious. Great, yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
So I hate to be a bad guy, but we're out of time and we have a very tight schedule.
We can do like a pretty quick rapid fire thing. Let's do it. Are you yelling at me?
Okay. Do it.
Did I just back you into a corner? I'm so sorry.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm so sorry.
Hello, my name is Susie. You've probably been asked that a lot. I just wanted to know who's your favorite character of Stranger Things, except for Dustin.
Except for Dustin.
Yeah.
Murray.
Who?
It's Murray.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Mine is Dustin. So.
Okay, amazing. To each their own. I don't like that guy. I like the guy who plays him.
Hi, my name is Emily, and my question is, because I'm a big fan of Dear Evan Hansen, what's your favorite Broadway musical?
Apparently Tick Tick Boom. It's great.
It's great.
I don't. Company's up there for me, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Elena, and my question is,
do you watch the Dungeons and Dragons film?
No, I haven't yet. Oh, I did. Wait, is this new?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, it's next year. It's not out yet.
I will immediately watch it when it does come out. And I gotta get better at D&D. I want to DM very badly. So I want to do that. Do you play D&D?
Yes.
Amazing. Great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi. What's up, dude?
My name is Sean, and I wanted to ask if you can, or what is your hardest scene to shoot in Stranger Things?
Hardest thing to shoot. Not even kidding. This is the dumbest thing ever. But when me and Joe were in the back seat of the car eating Pringles, we ate probably 4 full cans of Pringles, and it wasn't even scripted. Like, we just thought it'd be funny if we took a tube of Pringles, the can. It looks like a tube. The can of Pringles that was in the grocery bag for Eddie. And we thought it'd be funny if we were eating it, and we immediately regretted deciding to do that because we were in the car for like hours just munching on Pringles because it was always on us, so we couldn't like spit bucket it. So we had to like commit to the bit. And that ended up being a lot of sodium, a lot of salt. And I haven't eaten a Pringle since.
I can imagine. I really can't imagine why.
So that was it. I'm not even kidding. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So
that was the last question. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Now, I know not all of you are as comfortable asking the question in the microphone, but feel free to go and look up Gaten at his signing table, get your autographs and your questions in, and make sure you go to the photo shoot. I want to thank you so much for being here this weekend, and we'll have some more fun later this weekend.
That sounds good to me.
Give it up for Gaten!